Hello Virgo, welcome to your weekly tarot reading here on Dove and Serpent Tarot. This is for the week of March 5th through March 11th. Please like, comment, and subscribe to the channel, especially if this reading resonates with you. And if there is anything that you need me to pray over or meditate upon or send positive energy toward, please let me know in the comments. Okay? This is going to be a general reading, so try to be open and receptive to whatever may come through during our time together. I am merely the messenger, and I ask you, to connect directly with these cards and use your own intuition to take you beyond the details that I'm providing. Okay. Remember that the most important part of any tarot reading is you. And we've got a 10 of Wands here. This, let's see how that manifests, okay? We're going to do the rest of our Dove and Serpent spread here. And see what other energies we've got for this week. Already kind of a lot of good stuff coming out. I like the major arcana that we have here. I think that's really, really wonderful. The 10 of Wands is kind of concerning me a little bit in terms of your energy level and kind of the energy expenditures, right? Well, let's do our mystery card, bonus card, confirmation card. Now, this is a card that we're not going to look at until the very end of the reading. We're going to leave that right there. We're not going to look at it. So you got to stick around until the end, okay? And hopefully that will tie the reading together and give us the confirmation that we're looking for at the end of things, all right? So, looking around, we've got the air, we've got some water court cards, we've got some fire, some earth, some more majors, we've got some fire, some water, some more majors. So we've got a pretty good balance of things. There's not a lot of fire in the spread. There is a little bit of fire on the path of the serpent, which we'll get to, but I don't know how that is manifesting for you just yet, okay? Well, we'll take a look at that when we get there. The fire that we have primarily is this 10 of Wands. Now, I feel like you've got a tremendous amount of responsibility on your shoulders, okay? First and foremost, you're a busy person. I think there are a lot of people that are relying on you. I think that you have a tremendous reserve of energy, I think you're tremendously generous with it. I think you will pretty much bend over backwards to help out anyone that you could. It's like you're the first person to volunteer to go help a friend move, or you're the one that is going to go out and shovel the snow, or to lift the heavy boxes, carry all the groceries inside. You have this real physical strength about you, okay? And I think that people have come to depend on you and rely on some of that energy. I think that you may be experiencing a little bit of this feeling of maybe being taken for granted. Because I feel like you've got all of this energy coming out, and I think you're very confident in that energy. You love the sensation of it. You love feeling strong, right? You love being powerful. But at the same time, you also would like it for someone to, treat you more delicately. Does that make sense? It's like you don't want to be known for just your activity, just your power, your vitality, this strength, this fire energy. It's like we need some water to kind of temper this, or you want some water coming from other people to kind of complement your fire, right? But what I think is happening, and maybe this is why we have the Prince of Wands here on the path of the serpent, is that you're kind of being matched with fire. The environment that you're in, the people around you, may just be more of this fiery energy where it's almost like you're all kind of competing to do the heavy lifting, maybe literally. But I think in terms of this vitality, this energy, maybe this leadership kind of thing, or who wants to have all the responsibility, there has to be one leader, not two. And we kind of see that here with the 2 wands in the center there. And it may be that there's a struggle for leadership here, or there's just there are too many chefs, right, and not enough line cooks. You know what I mean? It's just there can't really be two people in this role. And so I think that is kind of almost causing like a competition. It almost feels like one person kind of comes out in front and the other person's kind of going. It's almost like this is a foot race, right? And these two are just kind of neck and neck. One might inch forward, then the other one inches forward, and it's just like a battle. And you're just expending more and more and more energy. Like you just feel like each day you've got to run a little bit faster. You've got to do a little bit more. Now, is this taking place at work or is this taking place in the home? I don't know. We see some indication here that it might have a bit of an emotional component to it. So I'm wondering if this is taking place in the home, either with a spouse or with a family member or a roommate, someone that you live with. Because I feel it's more personal than just the workplace. Okay. But I do feel like there is this kind of competition going on, So it seems like it would be a work thing, but I honestly don't believe that it is. But if it is resonating as a work scenario for you, I do think there is a lot of emotional involvement here, right? It's not just about the ambition, who's going to be the leader, who's going to succeed or get the promotion or do the most work or, there is something personal going on here, okay? Something personal going on. And I say that because of this Knight of Cups. Now, I think in some of your last readings, Virgo, we had a Cancer sign person in your life. That was the personal connection. Now, for some of you that may have been in the workplace, some of you that may be a partner at home, a roommate, family member. But I think that there's always a focus on the dynamic between you and this person, okay? And I think this is why this person's at the top of the path of the dove here, because they are someone who you're very focused on. I think there is a personal element here. So I still think family, something at the home. There's something personal there where you're looking for a different dynamic with this person, right? Because the Knight is fire of the water aspect, right? So this is a personal relationship, maybe a romantic relationship, some kind of a love thing. But there is this fiery component to it. It's expressed. The dynamic is related more to fire than it is to water. Okay. Now we see the water, the Queen of Cups over here on the path of the Serpent. Okay. But in terms of what's really going on and what you're observing, what you're aware of, how you're perceiving things, is that what should be a loving, nurturing, watery relationship is being expressed as this fire, as this competition even, right? And this still could be at the workplace, if it's supposed to be a relationship that's more harmonious, more supportive, more nurturing. It's taken on this really kind of, really competitive kind of edge to it with that 10 of Wands. And I feel like the 10 of Wands is also giving us a bit of a caution that we don't have an infinite store of energy. It is possible for you to wear yourself out spiritually, with your vital energy. You may not run out of steam physically, you may be in very good, physical shape, but just out of sheer frustration or of sheer, just the overwhelming kind of nature of this situation. The 10 of Wands is really heavy energy. It's like a big burden on your shoulders, but I feel like it's something that you're not going to give up. You're not just going to kind of quit and throw in the towel, So it's interesting that we're looking at this situation as something that should be nurturing and supportive and watery, right? Loving but it has this fiery component. Now, I think this is something that you're aware of in someone else, but are you aware that you are doing that too, right? Because this seems to me, this Knight of Cups, this maybe Cancer person, maybe a water sign person, it feels like you're looking at them as behaving this way, right? But I don't know how much of the kind of self-awareness there is going on with that. Does that make sense? I'm not trying to be offensive in any way. The recent past. This is the Ace of Swords. I think in the recent past you have questioned your decisions. I think that maybe recently you've had some serious doubts about the situation that you're in. Either if this is a work situation, if this is a domestic situation. I think you've recently had some serious doubts. Okay. It's almost as if there's still a pending decision, or maybe an offer on the table or something. There's something that's still going on that you haven't quite come to the resolution within yourself yet. Okay, so I think there are serious doubts, and you still have something to decide, right? So you're going through this kind of difficult period right now. The thing with the Ace of Swords is typically it represents a real clarity. I mean, this card, just looking at it, it's clarity. It's not any confusion. This doesn't look like a serious doubt. But I think that it is almost like your pride getting in your way. I don't think pride is the right word. There's almost this idea that you have made a decision, or you've expressed something. And even though you may be having serious doubts about it, internally, you can't reveal that, right? You have to remain singular and unified. You can't let the other, maybe this Cancer person, you can't let them know that there's any kind of doubt or uncertainty within you, right? So it's kind of like the pride, but not really. I don't think pride is the right word. And it's not so much about saving face either. It's just about not showing any kind of weakness, not showing any kind of doubt or confusion. And that would make sense if it's the workplace. You have to, even if you have serious doubts about your decision, or your role or your work or something, it's not something that you want to let other people know, right? Because it just makes you look bad, especially in a work environment, right? So this may be a little bit of not acknowledging your mistakes, or acknowledging them to yourself, yes, but you don't want to share that with other people, right? So I think there is some serious kind of debate going on internally that is related to this water sign person, maybe this Cancer person. I'm getting a K name with this Wheel of Fortune card. I don't know if you work for some company with a K, or if maybe that Cancer person has a K sound or a K letter in their name. But there is the opportunity coming for you to resolve this turmoil within yourself, right? These serious doubts, I think, that you have. And this kind of burden of energy, this burden of responsibility, and this weird competition that you've got going on. There is almost like there is an out coming, and with the Wheel of Fortune, it's just kind of have to wait for the revolving door. You kind of have to wait for it to come back around again so that you could take advantage of it. But that opening is coming. That moment of transition is going to arrive if you want to take it, if you want to kind of step into that doorway, step into that elevator or whatever it's going to be. You can get out, but there is that uncertainty in you about whether this is the right thing to do, how to resolve this, should you get out, should you stay. And so it is feeling to me more like a domestic situation. But I don't know if it's necessarily a lover or if it's like a roommate or a sibling or something, you know? Either way, I don't think this situation can really last for much longer because this Ten of Wands kind of at the end of its energy. You know, it's already kind of overextended, right? Down beneath the surface, we see the Art or Temperance card. Now, I think this is important because this is generally, this is talking about your kind of like even keel, your nice balanced nature, you know? I think that you really have this desire, you really strive for balancing the fire and the water. Balancing the kind of organized, thoughtful, planning, the intellectual, and the kind of feeling, the intuitive, the emotional kind of side of yourself. It's the competition versus the mutual support and, everybody kind of working together, right? So there's independence, and then there's the sense of togetherness and community, right? And I think that you're kind of striving for that balance, but maybe that's a bit of a conflict too. You want this independence. You want this fiery confidence and individuality, but you also want this water, this sense of community, this sense of togetherness, this sense of oneness, wholeness, right? Where just everyone mixing together. And so I think that is also what you're projecting onto this Cancer person, water sign person with the fire-water duality in them. I think you're seeing that, and it's a reflection of you and of your need for that kind of a balance. So again, this is kind of talking to me about a relationship. This to me feels more romantic or domestic. So I think it's important to be aware of how we project that. And I do think that with this Ten of Wands, it's not a situation that can exist indefinitely. Okay? I think you'll start to feel the effects physically from that even, I think with all of that expenditure of that fiery energy, that vitality, it's going to start to wear on you, right? You may start getting sick more often. You may feel run down. You may already be feeling exhausted physically, but you're still not giving up, right? You just won't relent. And I think that we have to really look at the bigger picture, especially with this Wheel of Fortune card. We have to look at the bigger picture and see what is the right thing for us, Look at your overall life path. Look at the future, what you're hoping to achieve in the future, and take advantage of the opportunity that is going to be arriving, I think, that's going to give you that out, should you decide to take it, okay? Because I really feel like there's this turmoil in you that is more than just, having some normal kind of doubts. I feel like it's an existential turmoil in you, right? In the immediate future, though, thankfully, we've got a Four of Pentacles. So this is showing some real stability, safety, security. This is fitness, finances. Things are becoming whole again. Things are settling. There's going to be this stability, right? And I think this stability really does depend on this Wheel of Fortune. It's this circle and the square, right? Kind of, you're circling the square, right? You are allowing the spirit, your path, your will, the intention, whatever you want to call it, to manifest, right? So these two, they don't need to be at odds, right? You're kind of what you consider to be your life path, your destiny, the inspiration that you get from spirit, the faith that you have in the divine, etc., has to manifest in the practical, physical, real world around you, the physical reality, Because as long as you are at odds between these two, between what you feel is, kind of your destiny, your will, your divinity, and what your real world actually looks like, the more we're going to feel the split here internally, right? And we need to combine these two. We can we can square the circle. We can circle the square. Okay. So I think in the immediate future, there is a resolution coming. There is a focus on this kind of stability. I think that this might actually, in some way, be related to some kind of a repair. Okay. I think it's going to be a symbolic thing. I think like something around you is going to literally need you to circle it, right? To take care of it, to repair it. It could be an injury, it could be something in your house that breaks, or something that needs that nurturing, that pulls you out of this fiery energy, right, and gets you into that water, that kind of nurturing, helpful kind of mode, that cooperative kind of mode. Something minor, right? This is a minor arcana card, 4 Pentacles. So it seems like something is just going to malfunction, maybe something with the car, maybe like the TV breaks, or maybe there's a hole in the fence or something that needs to be repaired. And I think that's going to be a symbolic event to show not only the repair of the split that you're feeling, and the serious doubts that you feel, right, and this kind of split, but also the split that you feel between you and this water sign person, maybe that Cancer person. And it's going to be a way for you to, circle that square. It's going to be a reminder. It's going to be just a synchronicity, I think. Right? And so this is, it could be just sprained ankle. It could literally be you find a stray cat somewhere and you need to kind of, take it in and nurture it. Something that it not a major thing, it seems kind of meaningless and silly, right? But it's going to be symbolic. It's going to have a deeper resonance for you about all of this energy here. Okay. I feel like it's something related to the home, like a broken window, maybe, or like a door lock, a door handle, maybe that doesn't work, right? Feeling like it's something about this, something about the environment, something about the home, or the safety and stability that we feel needs to be repaired, right? It's symbolic. Anyway, let's move to the path of the Serpent now. We feel the general energy with the Star card. I think that you do have this sense of your greater destiny. I think you're very much someone who kind of feels the inspiration from the heavens. You're tapped into the universal mind, right, to spirit. But I think it's still something that is out in the distance, right? It's like your will, your destiny, your ideals, right, your path is still a really tiny point of light. We can look up to, we can feel it, we can yearn for it, but it doesn't really give us much back, but a little bit of a twinkle, right? We don't feel its light or its heat or its warmth or its energy at all. We can barely see it. We know it's there, we yearn for it. Sometimes we don't even know if we're really looking at the right one, We need a map so we can find what our star is, what our ideals are, what our goals are, what our real purpose and meaning of life is. So that, again, is a way or a reminder, or just this feeling that we need to bring this down to a manifested place. It's like our daily lives, our physical existence doesn't match the inspiration that we feel coming from the heavens, from above, from the divine, from within ourselves, right? So this Star card is really about this focus on taking all of this divinity, this grace, this blessing, this spiritual waters, and turning it out into our lives, expressing it, finding a way to kind of act locally, right? We feel this cosmic energy, but we have to somehow manifest it terrestrially. We have to circle that square the circle. So I feel like that's a real dilemma for you. That's really kind of this existential turmoil that we're in, and I think that's the serious doubts. It's kind of leading to serious doubts about this whole dynamic that you have in your physical life, either at work or at home. And then we have this Prince of Wands in your environment. I think this is really just showing more of this fiery energy, how the communication, the dynamic is really all about this fire. And this could be aggression. This could be heated emotions. It could be competitiveness. It could be a struggle for responsibility, a struggle for dominance. It is, there's no water here. This is air, and this is fire. So it's communication, but it's of a more aggressive nature. It's of a more just kind of matter of fact, very almost business-like, you know. This could be in the workplace still, you know. I'm thinking at home though, but this isn't the kind of energy we want in the home. What we want is this water energy. And this card, the Queen of Cups, is in the position of your fears and worries. So you're worried that there is no water here. There is no beauty, harmony, inclusiveness, attraction, love, nurturing, care, affection, all of those things. This is water on water. This is all of the water. And I think that you are concerned that there's no water outwardly manifested because there's no water internally either. You know, there's nothing out here that we can see and experience because there's no water being felt on the inside either. You know what I mean? The source isn't there. Completely dry situation. Air and fire, right? Just dryness. But what we really want is this water. We want there to be love and affection, the desire for love and affection, and then the expression of love and affection, right? And that's what you're concerned about. That's what you're not feeling. That's what you're not experiencing, okay? Interestingly, what we see at the end of the path of the serpent is the Empress card. The Empress card really is the fulfillment of all of your desires. This is tremendous happiness, success, pleasure. Okay? And the only way that you're going to achieve this is if you reconcile the circle and the square, you reconcile this fire and water, you come to greater understanding and clarity, you harmonize and repair yourself and your experience of the world and the kind of world that you're manifesting. We need this Four of Pentacles. We need this repair of our home, of ourselves, of, you know, the environment that's supposed to nurture us and support us. We need to fix it. Okay? And I think once that repair is made, or at least has been started, you got the Empress. This is tremendous potential for success, for the growth of new things, right? This is really a fantastic card. Absolutely terrific. Absolutely terrific. Okay. Let's do the mystery card now. I like to kind of try to speculate on what the mystery card should be. I almost think maybe some more of the earth energy, some more discs or pentacles, but I kind of think we need that nice harmonious water energy, right? Do we have some more water? Do we have a Six of Cups perhaps? Is this going to be some more major arcana? Let's find out. I don't really have much of a guess on this. Okay, I kind of feel like it's a card of an earthy nature. Hierophant. So that's Taurus. That is some earthy energy. Major arcana, thankfully. So it's almost to me feeling like there needs to be some assistance here. Okay, I think this is an indication that this isn't something that you just do by yourself. You know, the Hierophant here is about reaching out and accepting help. Okay, could be reaching out to this Cancer person and really opening up to them, because they are fire and water too. I think that they will surprise you in that they kind of feel the same way, or they're experiencing things in a similar way, right? So it could be that the two of you work together. This card is about cooperation. This card is about not compromising on your ideals, right? Not compromising on the kind of what you require for your life, right? Your expectations. This is kind of the confirmation that we can have this Empress energy, but it needs to be mutual, it needs to be practical, it needs to be manifested. Like the Empress here is kind of all potential still. It's the potential for growth and birth and fertility and productivity and success and happiness. The Hierophant is saying, yeah, that's all good and potential, you know, terrificness, but we need to manifest it. We need to figure out a plan. How do we do that? We might need help with that, you know. It could be counseling, couples counseling, you know, it could be literal outside help. But it's at the very minimum coming up with a plan of how to manifest this, how to turn it into a practical, productive thing. So if this is the circle, the Empress, the Hierophant is the square. Okay. We've got to bring it down and manifest it. And we have to, it's not just something we can talk about and say, this is what I want. And, you know, you need to figure out a way to put it into practice. Okay. And it might need some outside help. It might need some assistance from elsewhere. But I think there's a real potential there for success, for harmony, you know. Virgo, we're going to take a look at the extended. If you want to stick around, click on the link that's right up there. And you can have access to all of the extended readings, okay? This was your weekly reading for March 5th through 11th on Dove and Serpent Tarot.